Duolingo 2 minutes per day, like I do, it would take you 8 years to finish the beginner course. This is based on the data Duolingo published last year. In this video, I'll share the exact numbers and calculations for A1 and B1 timelines, what Duolingo wouldn't teach you, and how new energy update influenced those numbers. Hi, I'm Mariana. I speak 3 languages and currently trying to learn Italian. I'm sharing my progress, my experience with different tools, and hoping you'll find something useful for yourself. Follow Cornflower Compass. We will speak about what are the reasons you might consider different resources except for Duolingo. And we are not going to talk about motivation, as I think it worked quite well to just get into the habit of studying, but long term it's not ideal. That's why I think it's something you should decide for yourself. As a language learner, you probably know that in order to learn speaking, no matter individually or in dialogues, you need to start from listening. And if you want to be able to write, you need to learn how others write first. So let's say you want to travel to a new country and you want to be able to converse with different people and not always rely on your phone, or maybe it wouldn't be possible to rely on your phone sometimes. For example, with locations of the stations, it's always quite hard when they're close by and you need to figure out which one and how to board the correct bus or train. So in order to be prepared to such kind of situations, obviously you'd need to be talking through similar dialogues while you are learning. And then when you are in a real situation and you need to ask something from a stranger who most probably will be foreigner, let's say Japanese, and you need to be able to just naturally come up with phrases which will be best suited for this situation. And of course, the best way to do so will be to go through the situation like airport, asking for navigation, asking about the station, foods, etc. During your learning time. To sum this up, we should learn the way we gonna use the language and decide how you are going to need to be able to use this language. So to kind of summarize it, how we learn would also define how we are able to use the language. So obviously, if you are learning through tests, you'll be able to do tests. And if you are learning through speaking, you'll be able to do the speaking. So however you interact during your learning process is the easiest way to interact in the real life. Hope this makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't in the comments. Next point is actually the entire reason I've started this presentation and why I wanted to share it. So stay tuned for this one. So Duolingo rolled out this Duolingo Score, I think last year, where you basically know what level you are at by seeing the number on the top of your screen. I'll show you somewhere here on top how it looks in the app in case you missed this update. Unfortunately, 130 is only available for 3 languages. But is it really unfortunately? Or are the apps meant to the lower levels? Something for you to decide. But what we know for sure is that currently there are 6 languages available until level 60. As you remember, Here is a reminder here, that level 60 basically means you finish A2 and just like ready for B2 course basically. So we're talking about Italian a lot because I'm learning it, and level 60 is the highest I'd be able to reach with Duolingo. Why did we talk about this? Why did we talk about all this? The real reason is by knowing the score, Duolingo founder is able to tell us how many hours we'll need to reach certain level. So for example, to reach Duolingo level 30, which is also A1, we would need to spend 93 hours, etc, etc. This is actually quite in line with what we see from the Foreign Language Institute. So here we see that the closest languages to English would only take you 600 hours to master, which is approximately about the score they claim. So A1 will take you 93 hours, which is in line with Foreign Service Institute, etc., etc. Foreign Service Institute actually defined 4 categories of languages, depending on their closeness to the English, because obviously this was done for the English speakers, and it will be different if your native language is different and you, for example, learn in English. So if you are a speaker of Mandarin or Chinese, they don't really have any similarities. So the hiccup with this is that we are defining the hours we need to spend based on level 1, so the easiest languages. If the language is quite far, I'm not sure if it's taken into account into this Duocon presentation. But we're still gonna go with their numbers to think is every day you spend, how long do you spend every day on Duolingo? Is it 2 minutes, 15, 30, 3 hours? For me, it's definitely closer to 2 minutes. So here I want you to think how many days you would need of consecutive streak to reach full A1 level, which is by Duocon is 93 hours. So 2 minutes is 2 out of 60 minutes in an hour. How many days do you think it's gonna take? So this is 130, we divide 93 by 130, and if you are doing quick maths in your head, it's actually gonna be 2,790 days. So if you are doing 2 minutes per day, it's gonna take you almost 10 years to reach just finish A1 course. So it's not really a proficiency level. So you would want to try, okay, option 1, you can try and up your minutes per day, right? So if you do half an hour per day, it's gonna be 0.5, so 186 days, just double, simple math here. But think about it, 3.5 hours per week studying, clicking on Duolingo. Are you actually able to do that? I've asked that question myself, and I've observed my total minutes count, which, as you remember, looks just like this, and the max I reached is 20 minutes. But what I want to ask you is, how much different studying 3.5 hours per week is from attending like 2-hour lesson per week or studying with, I don't know, different course, doing something else rather than Duolingo? How much different would that be? Slight background change here, as I'm having to re-record the video due to minor, actually major, mic issues. So hopefully it's gonna be fine on this one. In order to reach B1 level, so intermediate, you would need not just 93 hours, but 397 hours. And even at the half an hour per day rate, and you know, I don't know, no social life, no fun if Duolingo is not fun for you. It will take 2.17 years, not hours, to reach B1 level. And again, you would have to study 30 minutes every day. Slight issue with this is that after rolling out an update and changing hearts to energy, it's quite boring, exhausting to reach this 30 minutes target because you'd have to check a lot of ads. So before you spend one heart when you make a mistake, and you could just be more careful and not make mistakes and use Duolingo for longer. But after the update and energy appears, energy is spent on almost each task, and each lesson will have like roughly 10 tasks, and your energy limit is just 25. So after 2 lessons, you would have to grab a free energy if available, watch for an ad, or install the widget. You'll see the options up here. How it looks like on my side might be different on yours. So I decided to count how long you can study on a free plan, and this is rough estimate as I did not actually count precisely. And I got about 6 minutes of time. I think 3 lessons probably. You'll see the video recording and exact timing for the lessons because we'll need to extract the time I spent watching ads, all the animations and everything, and see how much the studying took me. Therefore, if we take 6 minutes per day, it will take us 10.88 years to reach B1 level, roughly 11 years. Quite a long time, if you ask me. And because it's quite a long time, you might consider going back to the strategy where you do at least 30 minutes per day or roughly 30 minutes on average, therefore reducing your study time to 2.17 years. However, it's very how to best describe this? It becomes a bit annoying to watch the ads, so you might be then considering buying a plan or maybe sharing with your family members, which obviously going to be cheaper, and it's going to come up to $200 for this 2.17 years. Of course, we're not accounting for the fact that for the last 2 months you'd need to pay separately if you've been paying per year before. So summing this up, it would take some time to learn a language. You might choose micro-learning tools, and this time might extend in years, and it will be negligible daily, so maybe 2-3 minutes opening the app, clicking around, maybe 5 minutes. But if you are choosing micro-learning tool, it will extend over the years, and you would not reach decent vocabulary to be able to converse in different situations for years and years. Lastly, I wanted to summarize what we talked about, just to bring up the points. So why you are learning would define how you should learn. Therefore, you seagull just came to my window. Therefore, you should consider whether Duolingo kind of teaching matches your learning goal. Finally, Duolingo will get you into a daily habit, but it will still take time. So I want you to choose wisely how to spend this time on your language learning journey. If you got to this point in the video, click on thumbs up, subscribe, and share in the comments how are you currently learning the language? What language are you learning? I'm really curious how you all getting on and what curious methods or apps you are using. I might give it a try in the next videos, and maybe more people should know about the method you are learning with. It would be really interesting to find out. Bye, and see you in the next one.